Greetings to all my fellow watch enthusiasts on YouTube and Facebook and wherever else this video might be seen and shared. Celine Driver once again bringing you another unboxing and review of a watch that is mine. Now, as you can see from the title, I'm calling this one the Grail that I didn't know I had. As many of you know, I am a shameless Zelos fanboy. I love pretty much every Zelos design that ever came out, with one or two exceptions. I mean, even in your favorite fill in the blank here, there's always one example that the company makes that you just didn't like very much. But anyway, and as everyone also knows, my favorite lineup from the Zelos catalog has always been the ZX line. This was Zelos' chronograph offering several years ago. Haven't had any updates to the line since they were made. And they were made as tributes to the X-plane experimental supersonic aircraft from the 1960s United States Air Force. The design influence of the ZX case, the crown, the custom rotor on the automatic movements were all tributes to various elements of the X planes, especially the X-15 aircraft that was the first aircraft, I believe, to go supersonic. Anyway, I had managed to collect what I thought was all 8 of the manufactured ZX lineup, plus the ZX Skeleton, which was a well, there were only 5 of those made, plus one of the 2 prototypes, and plus a one-off experimental watch that Elsha made. But I had forgotten about this one. I had forgotten completely about the Hong Kong edition. Now, this was a series of 50 watches, 25 in titanium, 25 in bronze, that were made for a boutique in Hong Kong called Chronos. They were only sold by Chronos, and there were only 50 of them. And I had forgotten about the existence of them until another Zelos collector and enthusiast named Rodney Berg on the Timekeepers. I guess he remembered that I liked the watch or something, but he had contacted me about the watch and what I thought of it, being a ZX enthusiast. And we got to talking, and he had obtained one. This one here. If I can get it out of the pouch. He had obtained this very watch, complete with the special ZX card that you can clearly see is stamped Chronos on the back. Now, I'm not sure if he's the original owner of the watch and he bought it new, or I'm not for sure on those details. Also, it does come with a Horween leather strap like all the other ZX watches did. This watch is number 15 of 25 in the titanium with the bronze, with the titanium ZX bracelet. Now, this is the old school ratcheting ZX and adjust on the fly bracelet. And he promised that when he decided to sell this watch, that I would get first crack at it. Didn't exactly happen that way. Evidently, at some point, he traded this watch to another heavy-duty Zelos enthusiast and collector, Varun. And I'm sorry, Varun, if you're watching this. I'm really not wanting to attempt to pronounce your last name. It's just impossible for a dumb American like me to do it. But he traded a watch to Rodney for this one. And then he contacted me and asked me if I wanted to trade my ZX8 Blackbird for this watch. And I said no, because even though I desired to get a hold of this watch, very highly desired, I didn't want to give up my ZX8. I mean, that's like trading one hard-to-find watch for another, and that just wasn't something I wanted to do. But I said I'd buy it from him when he's ready to sell it, and he told me what. I asked him what the price would be, and he told me what the price would be, and I said, hell, I'll buy it right now if you want. I know he only had the watch like a week or two, and surprisingly, he said yes. So the money was transferred, the watch was shipped, and here it is. And as you can see, if I zoom in, you can see on the dial, it says ZX, it says Zelos logo, Hong Kong chronograph. And on the back, if I can open this up, you can see 15 of 25. And on the crown area right there, you see engraved in there, Hong Kong edition. And as you can see on the opposite side, it says Chronos, which is the name of the shop. Otherwise, and the fact that it has a date window on it, which no other ZX, except for the skeleton version, had a date. Now, the prototype had a day and a date window. That was eliminated in the production watches. The skeleton had a subdial with a date function on it. But no ZX, except the Hong Kong edition, had a date window. You can see it as the standard ZX 3 subdial design. The 2 white subdials are for the chronograph function, which I'm going to start up now. And you can see the chronograph second hand there. This would be chronograph minute, chronograph hour, and matching the color of the dial, more or less. I mean, it's meteorite. How do you match meteorite? Is the constant seconds subdial. Everything is in titanium with a 1200 Vickers rating. You have, as all of the ZXs do, you have sapphire crystals front and back, except for the quartz versions. They had a solid case back because nobody wants to look at a quartz, right? It does have the typical ZX automatic, is a value 7750, which means that it is a very common movement and easily serviced. It doesn't have to be serviced by Zelos. It can be serviced by anyone who's familiar with Valjoux or ETA movements, which should be practically any place in the world. Let's see. What else do we have here? It is not unlike any other ZX that is out there. It's a 43 millimeter case, 16 millimeter thick, 49 millimeter on the lug to lug, and a 22 millimeter lug width. I'm going to give you a wrist shot. It fits my 7¼ inch wrist very nicely, as do all ZXs that I own. The bracelet, from what I understand from Rodney, the bracelet was bought from Zelos new. It was still, when I got it, it was still wrapped in its plastic. Rodney never used it, neither did Varun. So I was the first person to put it on and size it. And it went on fairly easily. And I wish Zelos had never gotten away from this clasp, this ratcheting clasp. It makes adjustment on the fly very nice. And as you can see, I've removed quite a number of links. In fact, I think I'll show you that here. I took out a lot of links. 6 of them. 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 6. I can count. Yeah, I went to school and everything. So between removing the links, which are pretty good size, obviously, and the ratcheting micro adjust, it's really not hard to find a comfortable fit on the watch. Excuse me. Nice polish on the fixed bezel. You can see there's a tachometer scale inboard of the bezel. And you can see it's a vertical clutch. So it doesn't have any stagger or jump when you engage it. It should have a column wheel, I believe. Although I can't see it. Maybe you can see it, but I can't. But it does have that nice custom rotor on it. And when you reset it, it's a flyback and resets perfectly. So this watch may be 5 or 6 years old. 5 or 6, something like that. But it is in perfect condition. It looks like it's never been worn. I'm not sure of the backstory of the watch's history before Rodney got a hold of it, but I know Rodney got a hold of it, traded it to Varun. Varun sold it to me. I just got a message from Elshin congratulating me on picking this one up and said this was a very well-traveled ZX. And I said, not anymore, it's not. This watch stays. I will try and find one of the bronze Hong Kong editions. If one pops up and crosses my path, I will very happily buy it. But so far, none has. When it does, of course, I'll make a video of it. But there you have it. The Grail watch that I had forgotten that I had on my Grail list. I mean, I do have 3 or 4 more Zelos watches that I want to get a hold of, which are going to be very, very difficult to find. One of them, there are only 5 in existence. The other 2, there might be 25 in existence. Going to be really hard to find those, but, you know, I'll be ready when they do eventually pop up. And you know, eventually they do pop up. So always keep, if you're out there looking for a Grail watch, excuse me again, keep hoping, keep searching. It will happen eventually. But for now, I'm going to wrap the video up so that I can put this watch back on my wrist where it belongs. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it to be entertaining, useful, informative. If you did, click that thumbs up button for me. It does help with the YouTube search algorithm and helps bring people to the channel. Comments, questions, suggestions down below. I do read them all. I do respond to them all. However, if you are going to try to troll me, you're going to be insulting, or you're going to leave bad links to bad places on the interwebs, I'm simply going to delete the comment and block the commenter. There's always one. You don't get away with it for very long, so you should just stop trying. But there's always one. If you're new to the channel, of course, welcome. I'm glad you found my channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you will take the opportunity to watch many videos on my channel. I have well over 1,000 videos at this point, covering a variety of topics. All I ask of new viewers or viewers that already haven't done it yet is please click that subscribe button. I am trying to grow this channel to 3,000 subscribers. I realize it is a modest goal compared to other channels, but it is a goal, and I'm trying to get there. When I do get there, there will be a watch giveaway done to celebrate the 3,000 subscribers, and I promise you it will be a watch that you would want to own. Meanwhile, as I always say at the end of my videos, it is a crazy old world out there. It is not getting any less crazy. So please, be careful out there, stay safe, be well. See you soon.